Hey, where you from, bro?
Hey, we out here from Tacoma, Washington. Shit, we usually reside in like Lacey though, 253-360 area in this house. Reppin' Washington State.
I can dig it. I can
right,
dig
to
it.
get it right.
So what's the music scene like there out there, man?
Man, it's a little bit slowed down right now with the whole COVID thing going on. I think we're probably one of the most progressive states as far as like everything goes for all the lockdowns. So there ain't no clubs popping. There ain't a lot of show opportunities. We just started getting our masks off and that kind of stuff. So now shit's opening up again. But it's been tough, man. Kind of what brings us down to Texas to kind of find a scene where we can get out here and get popping.
So basically, you haven't let COVID like stop you. You just continue working, man.
Hell no. Yeah. We've been out here. We got our own studio up north and stuff. So we just make sure to keep cracking up the music and keep everything popping and just hauling out who we could. And then I think we met T Squeeze. Shout out T Squeeze. Right before COVID kind of started really hitting and stuff. So we already had the Texas gig lined up. So as soon as we started popping out here, that was the door, honestly.
Yeah.
Be able to kind of create our own music, get everything popping, make it sound real good up in our studio, and do what we can. We shoot some video stuff, but let's bring it down here when we want to put it in front of people. So
let us know what's the name of your movement, man. Who's all a part of it and what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys been
Staying Forever Green, coming out Washington State and stuff. I got the homie Tay Crucial on the beats. I got the homie YK on the beats. I got Cavis spinning rhymes. Got the homie Elijah Ray on the camera if you need them fire photos. And then we also got another homie back in state. His name's Dallin Taylor. He does all our videography and does most of our music video work and stuff like that. But yeah, we've been running for a minute. Came up with Forever Green years ago, probably like 7 years ago. And we actually had kind of an old squad that we started putting it together with. And then, sometimes it ain't be working out like that. So they wasn't working hard, so they ended up getting cut. And then me and Tay have known each other for over 10 years now at this point. We're homies from the old school and shit. So we kind of just carried on the tradition, kept doing our thing until we started running into the other guys. Eli, the photography, he's my cousin, so I've known him my whole life, and then he got into that, so we kind of put him on with that. Dallin shooting our videos. I met him probably 6 years ago now. We just built a real strong relationship. We're working on film stuff together too, doing like our own stuff. I like to dibble and dabble and like shooting myself and doing all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then YK came in within the last 2 years, and same with Cavid. Just been cracking at it. After that, it's just real strong like core squad. We have had
influences, man. Like who inspired you to actually work and have that work ethic when it comes to hip hop and just doing music, period?
Yeah. Early on phases, to be honest, like when I was young, my mom played I was raised by a single mom and stuff like that, and so she's played a bunch of R&B music around me type stuff. So I didn't actually really listen to a lot of rap when I was really young. And then my step pops kind of came into the picture around like 12 years old and stuff, and he started coming out that South shit and started, we were bumping the Jeezys and we were doing all kinds of stuff. My older brother, he had lived in Atlanta for most of his life, and he came out and started living with us around that same time. And he put me on to a lot of down South stuff too. And so I was just started feeling that vibe. And then my uncle up north, who really, he's like probably the big inspiration that got me into doing music myself. He was on it popping. He kind of like made it up in Source magazine, was doing a couple other things, did some BET stuff, and was just about there. He's almost at his brink, but ended up hitting that cap. But my dad pretty much started letting me listen to his music. My mom wouldn't let me listen to his music or nothing like that because it was like she didn't want me hearing all the cousin and all the stuff he's talking about. My pops would take me out, have me rolling in the car, and then he'd bump that shit, and I just loved it. So when my uncle would come through to the crib and stuff, it was just, I just loved how people, evolved around him, He came out there and everyone just wanted to, talk to him, congratulate him, tell him he's doing a good job with the music. And when we're at the house parties with the family, everyone's bumping his jams, and I was just like, every time a dude came through, I was like, that's that nigga, So yeah, he really inspired me. And so when I ended up getting a little bit older, I got into high school, I started messing around a lot with like boom bap, the Nas type stuff, a lot of New York stuff. I was super into just bars and really was working on like my lyrical work, and then hit on my uncle to get up in the studio, see if he could set that up. Set me up my first engineer and started cooking up with that dude, and it's kind of just been history ever since. After that, he kind of just put me on the shows. My uncle played a big part of like me like getting in the realm of like, this is how you rap, this This is how you bust moves. This is where you go to record. This is what you do for videos, photos, promote yourself, shows. You know what I mean? He turned into a promoter later on.
Okay.
So he was throwing a majority of the shows that was in the city. And he was big because he was such a big artist at the time too. So when he started doing shows, everybody's out in that thing. It was just support for all stuff, dancers, singers, rappers. And so those granted me the first like opportunities to put our stuff on stage. And yeah, it was dope. But other than that, I got a lot of like more recent vibes, like with the I like a little more R&B stuff again, trying to dibble dabble in that, doing like the Anderson .Paak kind of like vibes, and kind of just have that real smooth like jazzy type stuff, and be able to implement that too, because I think I got that in my bag.
Dope, man. So what do you want people to take from your music, man? Like what is your approach? You know what I'm saying?
Word. I'd say most of it. I think I have a lot of motivational tracks, as far as just respecting your own and getting out there, and you know what I mean, something you love, just go and get it. I mean, it sounds kind of like almost corny, but it really is what it is. I've always had like a love for the music, and then kind of getting more into the business of it has just really allowed me. I always tell people that out of all the moves that we made and just connections and networking, people we've met, continuous songs that we're making, you know, in studios, working with producers, just as long as we've been working, it's always been, you know what I mean, a step up, whether it was just a baby step or, you know what I mean, it's a couple steps. It's always showing me there's been nothing that's proven to me yet that we should stop, you know what I mean? So I think I kind of like to implement that in my music, as far as like just trusting yourself and going to get it and doing all that type of stuff. But I also feel like we're kind of have some weight on our shoulders to come out of the Northwest too. There's not a lot of big artists that are really, you know what I mean, it's not a staple. I feel like a lot of cities have been able to build and make their staples, you know what I mean, off of come-ups, and they kind of start with, you know what I mean, big come-ups, like the, you know what I mean, Outkast, Crisscross, you know what I mean, there's like these big things that kind of steps, but then once they have their like mecca built, then it's just like whole cities on, you can really, it's really a ladder, but there's not really a ladder up north where we're at, you know what I mean, it's still the people that have got on, they're not involved in the music scene a lot, not to, you know what I mean, send no hate to, you know what I mean, shout out to the ones that made out the city and stuff, but they don't really come back and reinvest in their artists in the city to help them get to the same platforms. And a lot of them, you know what I mean, are well off or fortunate, so it kind of, I think that's what we really want to do, is we want to, you know, be those people to make the hits and then come back and, build that staple, have that, you know what I mean, big executive building in the middle of the city that's for music and entertainment and all that kind of stuff for up north, because the gate's wide open, you know what I mean, there ain't nobody doing it. I don't think there's nobody doing it like us, or at least that believes, you know what I mean, in themselves like we do. So I think it's just honestly putting it all on track, and just, I think we have something to prove, something to say.
So would you rather stay independent? Would you rather sign to a label, or what's your thoughts there?
I always am I'm pretty always 50-50 about it, because I do respect a lot of artists that stayed independent and did their thing, and, you know what I mean, still make their dollars, you know what I mean, they're still living, they're taking care of their families off of it, and the good part about that is you just have ownership, you know what I mean, over all your stuff. You have a say in every single hand of, you know what I mean, whatever you want to do. So I think that's cool to be able to be hands-on. I think it just comes down for, you know what I mean, in general, for other people thinking about it is, you know what I mean, what level of, you know, fame do you kind of want to achieve? Where do you want to be an underground artist, independent artist that's out here and is making your money, getting your family by, you know what I mean, like
right.
You living good, you know what I mean, Tech 9 out here doing his thing, selling merch, and you know what I mean, balling out, and he was making millions off of being independent. Chance was doing his shit too for a while and stuff like that. So, but I think I want to, like I said, with the pressure of trying to put our city on the map and our area on the map, I think I want to go big with it, you know what I mean? I want to be that superstar status that, like, in your face, like on the TV, and you know what I mean, every time you hear it, we're talking about Forever Green, we're talking about Pacific Northwest, you know what I mean? And I think with that will come using the help of the industry, but I think it's all about being smart about it, which I pride myself in, because I feel like I'm very invested in the business of the music too. So, you know what I mean, I just kind of know what I'm looking at. I know what I have to bring to the table. You know what I mean, I got a team that, you know what I mean, even out here that we're building in Texas and stuff, you know what I mean, I got a team of people that can shoot these videos. You know what I mean? If we have the funds, you know what I mean, we have the budget. I got people that can shoot these videos. I got people that we can hire to act, do, you know what I mean, these videos. I got people to make the beats. So, you know what I mean? We got homies, our engineers. We got the people out here. We got models that fuck with us. You know what I mean? Like, those are things that the labels can run up on you when you know what I mean, get into it. If you don't play it smart, they'll have you out here like trying to pay for that stuff and then charge you at the end of the day. So I think I want to get up in the game, but I want to be smart about it. I do want to have my own, you know, ability to write my tracks. That's a huge thing for myself. I want to, you know what I mean, I want full creative control on that thing. A thing that I think is dope, and it's coming from, that I actually learned it from artist out of Seattle, Macklemore or whatever. But he signed a distribution deal with Warner Bros. He didn't really like fully sign to a label, because most people will say that he was an independent artist too. But I like the idea a lot, because by signing to the distributions, allowing them to, you know what I mean, output all of the physicals, all of the, you know what I mean, streaming side, you know what I mean, taking care of all, you know what I mean, the TV placements and really like putting your stuff out there. But still allowing him to create all the music and control everything on the music side at the end of the day, and whatever he brings to the table, cool, that we're just going to you know what I mean, distribute it. So I like the idea of that, and that would be probably my ideal situation.
Yeah, because generally you can, there's several ways you can do it. You can distribution, you can do licensing, you can do, you know what I'm saying, profit splits. You know, there's several ways that you can do it.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to just go sign a 360. And I think that narrative of just having a sign a 360 is out there. Artists really don't know that there's more options.
100%, yeah. And it's, you can kind of see of how the label, you know what I mean, we already know it's a greedy business in the first place, you know what I mean, so people, these kids, essentially, you know what I mean, not all of them or whatever, and most of them ain't kids, most of them going through, you know what I mean, shit that people their age ain't, you know what I mean, but with that being said, labels, I feel like, are taking advantage of that by those 360 deals, because, you know what I mean, these kids are out here seeing their mama starve, you know what I mean, family might be on drugs, you know what I mean, they're living by themselves, homeless, you know what I mean, putting them, they're already in situations that, hell yeah, you see a fucking stacks on the fucking table, you know what I mean, you're not reading that contract, they're not even taught to go find a music lawyer to read these contracts with, you know what I mean, they're not even, no one's educating them to this, and it's just like, you would think with all the outlets that we have as far as media goes, that it would be, you know what I mean, and there's, again, this our gears start grinding, because now there's no outlets. I'm like, well, shit, you know what I mean, why don't we be the first people to create a song, you know what I mean, where we're teaching people about, you know what I mean, community places where we bring kids in, we have seminars and we teach them, you know what I mean, about these certain things in certain areas, so they're smarter. You can rap and you do what you want to do, but just be smart about your stuff. So like I said, I think labels take advantage of an easy buck by getting them in a whack ass deal, and then, you know what I mean, they're stuck in it, and then, you know what I mean, you know how it goes. So
and see, that was going to be my next question, you know, how important is knowing the business, but I see in that aspect you're very well versed in regards to, you know, knowing what to look for, you know, knowing what you want in regards to the business, and what you want to get out of the business. That's very important.
Definitely.
So what do you have out now? What are you working on currently?
Yeah, so we've been kind of dropping singles in these last couple months. We've put out Plottin', dropped a music video for that over New Year's and stuff. Go peep it. It's on all streaming sites. Then we have Work. That one's been big popping. I was just on the radio. Shout out K104. That was tight. That was mad love. Shout out Texas, Dallas. Been loving it since we touched down this thing. It's been all love. Those are kind of main pop ones that we've been writing out right now, and we've just been working on. We're honestly working on a big project. Okay. Something that we've been putting together for a while now. I think honestly we're probably on almost 2 years, and it's gonna be a big project. But we dropped 2, and I wanted something, you know what I mean, that was special. I'm just ready to go for it. So whatever I wanted to drop next, I just wanted to be album-like, you know what I mean? It'll be taped to me, but I wanted to, when people hear it, I want them to know, you know what I mean, what it is, you know what I mean? Especially, like I said, there's kind of a stigma up north in my city of, you know, support, and I think it's because most people that they support that come out of the city, they are supporting after they come up, you know what I mean? After everyone else is like, they're like, that's the shit. And it sucks to live in a state where it's like that, you know what I mean? You hear, like, oh, you tell your homie, like, about this one track that was fire, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. He's like, nah, you you know what I mean? And then it's all over the radio, and then you're like, bro, I told you, it's like, this is fire, and you're like, I told you about that.
Right.
But except we're fucking with like a whole state where it's like, you know what I mean? We're giving them, you know what I mean? I put in tracks. I got shit out, you know what I mean? I put in videos, I put in time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you put it in their face, and they're like, they're gonna wait until, you know what I mean? It's like everybody else is on that shit, which is, you know what I mean, can be whatever, but yeah, I want even my state, like when they hear like this fucking project, like it's like, do you hear this? Do you hear this? Do you hear this? And just gotta keep passing on. And people have been loving even the Dallas work down here. Every time we've been out here and doing our shit, they've been, you know what I mean, respecting that. Every time we come down here, everybody in the city is just in tune.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they see, like when we came out here and did Fleet Week, and you know what I mean, we had Bebe out here going crazy on stage with us. They're playing that shit back, you know what I mean, time and time again. And then we're posting those videos, and everybody back in the city seeing Dallas get live, you know what I mean? It's like, because they won't get live like that at the shows. They won't, you know what I mean? You get on stage and they ain't showing like support too much like that. So when they saw us going crazy down here, then we start, now everyone's peeping in, and you know what I mean, seeming more interested. So also motivation for like, all right, this is what we're gonna keep doing then. Like, they like when we come out here and we rock out here, cool, because we like rocking in Dallas. We'll let them niggas watch it from over, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
But yeah, this next project, I just wanna go get it. I wanna do some tour shit with it, you know what I mean? This is something I wanna ride for a minute, you know what I mean? I wanna do features and all that stuff on the side too, and you know what I mean, work on my team stuff. I want something I can drop and just be able to just play that shit over and over again, perform that shit over and over again. So yeah, it's about to be nice.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Shit, man.
Hell yeah.
Everybody know where they can find you on social media, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, pretty much on everything. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. It's Ced Bash, CEDBASH. You can follow the Forever Green page too. It's gonna be 4E Media Firm. That's also on everything. Catch your boy, holla, check out bomb ass content. Got all our videos, got our pictures, all the travel stuff. Sounds like we're about to start working on something, you know what I mean? We're talking about how to run the game, you know what I mean? Giving you guys some keys and all that. We're about to drop this video for everything when we come back from this trip and stuff like that, so you guys can see the insides and behind the scenes of everything that we've been doing. Just kind of give you opportunity to look in, but yeah, peep me out, check me out, y'all.